Like, imagine you wake up in the morning, you roll out of bed, and you look over in the corner, and there's a guy crouched down 5 feet from your bed, snapping pictures of you.
I'd be a little grumpy.
You would probably be like, hey, get out of here. Hey.
Well, I'm Matt.
And I'm Carter.
I just dropped the thing. Hold on. Well, I'm Matt.
And I'm Carter.
And welcome to It's Kind of a Gray Area.
Yep. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm super excited to be here. I'm excited about the show. I'm excited about how it's going. Yeah, I'm just excited.
I am excited to be back.
Because you just came back from Idaho?
Idaho. Well, it was Idaho, Montana, and Utah for a little bit. Oh, and Colorado, but that was just the airport.
Yeah, because you had some kind of like hard play over.
Yeah, I did. So, do we have time for that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what happened was I was supposed to get on my flight 5 a.m. on Monday. And I get to the airport 2 hours ahead of time.
Well,
right?
You're a responsible adult. Yeah, you show up a little early.
Yeah, so I get there early. And right as I get to the airport, after driving all night, they canceled my flight. Literally 2 hours before it was supposed to take off, which was like an hour and a half before it was supposed to start to board.
Yeah, they're adults too, and that's not acceptable.
I know. They told me that there just wasn't enough room on the flight, and so they had to cancel.
Did they cancel the flight or you on the flight?
All I know is that I did not get on that flight, and I paid to get on that flight.
Okay, so they sold you a ticket for a seat that doesn't exist.
Apparently. Or it exists, but I'm just not allowed to have it. Either way, the airline was doing something shady, and I don't like it.
Well, you came to the right place, because this is a shady place.
Right. But, I mean, it all worked out. I catched a much later flight, stayed awake for like 12 hours in an airport, tried to sleep on the floor, couldn't fall asleep, made it back, and now we're shooting.
So it worked out.
Yeah. Also had my first experience with turbulence, and I was like, you know what? I don't know why people have a problem with flying. Now I know. Now I know why it can be scary.
Yeah, I flew Jamaica Air. Don't freaking do that. It would drop like 20 feet at a time.
Are you serious?
I'm not even freaking kidding.
You would drop
like
20 feet.
Yes. Compartments above us opened up. Luggage was flying out. Cables snapping underneath of our seats, like whatever the storage cubby is underneath of us, like the floor. And the whole thing was turning sideways. Which, if that was just that, the airplane's turning.
This sounds like you were in the middle of a plane crash.
It was basically like my own little hell.
I don't think that was turbulence, man.
It was terrifying.
Any weasel.
Anyway, that's mine. So, this is about you. Go ahead.
So I mean that's the story of that. I went to Yellowstone.
Did you see any bison?
I did. I saw like a couple of bison. People get way too close. If you go to Yellowstone, stay like at least like 2-3 bus lengths away. You don't want to be like 5 feet from a bison and then it notices you.
So I assume because they're so muscular that they're aggressive. I don't like to assume that of people.
I think it's like any animal.
That's not accurate.
Let's imagine this. Like, imagine you wake up in the morning, you roll out of bed, and you look over in the corner, and there's a guy crouched down 5 feet from your bed, snapping pictures of you.
I'd be a little grumpy.
You would probably be like, hey, get out of here. But yeah, I think you would be a little belligerent, too. Remember how we used to do shades on this show?
Yeah, so let's get back to shades.
Right. So, here's today's shade for you.
All right.
If a restaurant offers an all-you-can-eat menu, buffet, whatever.
Oh, I love it already.
Is it okay to stay there for more than one meal?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. You go to Olive Garden, they've got like the unlimited salad, soup, and breadsticks. Red Lobster has something.
Cheese biscuits.
Do they?
Cheese garlic biscuits. They're so freaking good.
They really are.
It's probably a little bit of cocaine, but they're so good. Okay, well, that's a good point. All right, so I think compared to the other ones we've done, this is a pretty innocent one to get away with.
I agree. We have been hitting them pretty heavy lately. Yeah. I thought we might want to dial it back with a little bit of a lighter shade. No one gets killed in this one.
I would say, yeah. I enjoy food very much. I'm going to be honest, I eat about 6 times a day.
Do you?
I literally do.
That's actually like a dieting thing, though. Like,
it is.
Like bodybuilders, they're supposed to eat like 6 meals.
Not a bodybuilder.
Well, you're eating like one.
It's like dressing for the job you want.
You got to eat for the job you want.
I'm eating for the body I want.
That actually is just good advice. Eat for the body that you want.
I think this is a totally innocent shade to get away with.
Well, you say that, and I'll explain why you're wrong.
Okay. Well, first off, if I find a place, if I have the time, if I was a college student and I had no classes for like 4 days.
What are you talking about? You got class tomorrow.
Oh, no! I would definitely sit at a place, hopefully with some friends that were willing to do this with me, and just like camp out for like days at like a 24-hour, 24/7 place.
Like you would bring a little toiletry bag.
No, they have bathrooms there. Oh, toiletry. Like,
not a toilet bag.
You bring a little jar to pee in.
Right.
They have bathrooms. No, yeah, but you can't leave the booth.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I would definitely do that. I would try to find a 24/7 place, and I would camp out, hopefully with some friends, and we would just eat as much as we could just to get a good story. But yeah, for the story, I would love to do that.
Yeah. And it's actually pretty common practice for most bison to stay in the same location for more than one meal.
You did look up a bunch of facts in the terminal.
Totally made that up.
Well, they just graze, right?
If you're a bison,
Are
comment
they
and let
meat
us
eaters?
know. No.
I was just picturing
A bison just eating a
a
person.
bison looking up and like
Gosh.
growling, and there's just a whole bunch of fangs.
They just eat grass,
They eat
I
grass.
think. But they're big. They're real big. And they will trample you. They will gore you. Whatever it takes to get rid of you.
Okay, so yeah, I would. I would totally do that. What would you do?
I wouldn't. I know I seem like I would. Usually I think I pick the wrong thing in almost every shade that we've done. Morally wrong. Actually, no, we decide that they're morally okay. That's the whole point. I've been a waiter before. You could be a bad waiter and you're still a better person than a bad guest. Let me go on another little rant. You're coming into this restaurant to relax and sit down and have a meal with your family. Why you gotta be angry? You're just living in a country where you can go pick out whatever food you want to eat. Sit down at a table, someone will come over and pretend to like you.
That's a super good point.
That's a sweet deal, right?
I never even thought about the whole fact that they have to pretend to like you. Like, oh, hey, Steve, how you doing?
Let me tell you guys a little secret. Probably a few of you suck. Like at a restaurant, you suck. If people could spit in your food without it being a felony, then they would admit to the fact that they're already doing it. There's no reason to be a jerk to anyone.
But we love
in
that
general.
you're here with us.
Honestly, no, I could do without your kind.
You know who you are.
Right. You really want to be the guy that for the next 10 years gets told in a story that how much of a jerk you were? I don't. I want people to remember me fondly and 10 years later be like, let me tell you about the best guests I ever had at my restaurant. All that to say, I would not do this because I know how much it would inconvenience anyone working in that restaurant to have that table shut down for the entire day with just one table. Whoever is on that shift, there's either way, they're going to have to take care of your table the entire time they're on their shift, and they're not likely to make much more money off of you. I mean, even if you were going to tip a lot, you can't really, I don't think you would be willing to tip the amount that makes that worth it for them.
Okay, so I have a little change I want to make real quick. What if there's no waiter or waitress? It's a buffet.
Then yeah, you can stay indefinitely.
Okay, that's really what I wanted to know. You want to do that?
Yeah, what buffet?
We should
I would
find
love a buffet right now.
We should find a buffet.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was on this flight recently, so I
No.
haven't had much to eat.
No, but then what happened?
So, okay, that's my take on it. If it's a buffet, it's okay. If it's not, then it's not.
Well, let's see what the universe has to say.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and represent don't do it.
Yes.
Since mine has a caveat. There's a little asterisk there.
Yes.
I will be representing the do not do it side.
That you shouldn't, and I will represent that you definitely should take advantage of that deal. All right, you ready?
Yep. Dang it.
Yes!
Well, I guess it's fair game.
Yep.
Sorry, waiters.
Fair game. All right. We should go do it.
Yeah, we should.
We definitely should go do that.
Should we finish the episode first?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. And then
Right.
we can go to the buffet.
My ears just popped. That was weird.
Oh, yeah.
Just got off that flight.
Okay!
All right, since I came up with the shade, per tradition, I expect a would you rather.
So I do have a good would you rather.
Let's hear it.
So, would you rather have Superman as your best friend?
Like I'm his best friend too. He's
you-
not just my best friend.
Yeah.
It's
you guys-
mutual.
It's mutual.
Okay.
You guys are toy.
We got friendship bracelets.
Sure. I mean, if that's how your friends are,
I don't know. I don't have any yet.
probably the bracelets. Or have all of Batman's resources.
I would say Batman. I would want all of Batman's resources. I know I don't have the same training, but I feel like, and I've got the money. I can go hire like some martial arts expert. I could repeat what he did, like travel around the world and study. I don't know. He is inherently a very talented man.
He's the world's greatest detective.
Yeah, and that's not, I mean, that's from training, but he's always been gifted, which I don't feel like I'm like an idiot, but I'm definitely not like world's greatest detective.
We're all somewhere in between.
Even if I couldn't match his level, I could still do my version of it. I would live the rest of my life as Batman.
All right. I would totally agree. I totally agree. Because, and here's a little caveat, Batman is also Superman's friend.
Depending on what like you're watching or reading. They always have like a begrudging respect, at least.
Well, I feel like Batman does. He's like, I don't need any help.
Yeah, for Batman, I feel like Batman, it's kind of like you think you're so much better than me, but then, okay, you kind of are in a little way, in some ways. And then for Superman, it's kind of like, you're too dark, but you're effective.
Yeah, I think if Batman started killing people, then Superman would step in, but just because he like breaks legs and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, same thing. Like if Superman started killing people, Batman would definitely put him down.
Which he can.
With that kryptonite bullet that he keeps hanging around. Which, how would you feel about that? If you went over to your friend's house and they had like a wood chipper in their living room, and you're like, what's up with the wood chipper, man? And they're like, oh, it's, you know, it's nothing. It's, if you ever turn evil. Wait, what? It's like, if I have to stop you.
You go right for a wood chipper?
Right. Well, it doesn't leave much evidence.
First off, it's going to be it's going to be in their living room. It's going to be freaking everywhere. You will be everywhere if they're thrown through a wood chipper in their living room.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like not well thought out at all. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Don't give them more tips.
If you want to dispose of
all right, if you want to kill someone.
Next episode.
Right.
Tune in.
We're going to start doing tutorials on these shades.
No, we actually talked about this like a couple weeks ago. Would you help your friend get away with murder?
This is Would You Murder Your Friend? Good callback to a previous episode.
So just go back to the first episode and kind of follow through. There's little Easter eggs in every episode. There's no Easter eggs.
Oh. So I guess final answer for both of us is Batman.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
Well, I guess that's as good a spot as any to go ahead and wrap things up.
Yeah, I think so. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
Sneeze loudly to assert dominance.
Ring the notification bell.
Wear your underwear on the outside of your clothes to look more like a hero.
And watch one of our previous episodes. I bet you won't.
And as always, IKAGA. Yep.